Hello and welcome everybody to today's session through MBL Seminars. My name's Safta Mahmood and today I'm going to be speaking to you about this area of emergency proceedings and interim removal. What are the key principles? Now, as many of you will appreciate, public law proceedings are ones where sometimes there will be emergencies that you're going to need to deal with. And there's often a fine balance I've found between allowing a child to remain, say, placed with their parent or primary carer versus removal into, say, foster care. There's a fine balance, and that fine balance is not easy, as you can imagine, to deal with in practice. It requires a carefully calculated application of the relevant law, practice, and procedure. So there's a number of questions which are going to need to be answered very quickly. What forms do you fill in? What's the criteria? Who goes to court? What are the steps at court? So these are the type of things I'm going to be covering in this session with you today. So we'll be looking at emergency steps. We'll be looking at, for example, the inherent jurisdiction of the High Court. What's the position with removal at the point of birth, for example? What do we do there? How does emergency protection orders fit in with FII cases? And when it comes to interim separation under interim care orders, for example, let's look at some of the leading case law on that. What's the link between threshold and need for an order? At what stage do you need to meet threshold? And what about without notice interim care orders? Can they even be made? Plus, we'll look at some areas of recovery orders. What if there's a full care order? And one's looking at separation, removal in those circumstances, and then consideration of realistic options as far as that's concerned, and the assessment of risk. Okay, so there's a number of areas I'll be looking at in this webinar with you today.